Interesting prospect, a map that necessitates smoke usage in a game where smokes have just been innovated. What are we going to get?
Well, we might get a couple of smokes toward outer rather than a few smokes toward outer. If you get my drift, 2 instead of 3 is now possible. HooXi starts well. Okay, that's not a good sign for Grayhound at all. If HooXi can walk in and take the head off of Liazz and then Vexite, G2 straight into the A bomb site, and it is without much of a flourish from Grayhound thus far in the pistol round. Hunter's on a good angle here to watch that creep from Sico as well. Nice quick raw adjustment with the dualies. We'll get 1 and then 2. Sico starting to activate, and that will get the Grayhound fans excited. They've got no time to slow down though. They really have to move into this site quite quickly. aliStair unable to hit the headshot, and now it's on to Inns, the captain of the team, swaps out for the dualies with 18 bullets remaining, but his time is up. It has dwindled away. There's no winning this pistol round anymore for Inns, and G2 will claim the first round.
Double entry into Heart, 5 seconds into the round. I think, you know, it was kind of done and dusted before it even really got rolling. I think Sico a little unlucky to fall to HooXi there on the site when old mate's fully blind. Did a good job trying to complete this retake, and I think he's earned himself a lot of cash doing so, but I mean, outside of that, not really too much to ride home about, unfortunately. Full save for Grayhound round 2, so no second round force. I'm keeping my eye on how many teams are opting to force second round. Here is the 3 smokes across the outside here from G2.
Well, wishful thinking from Liazz, really. But what can you do? You've only got so many options when you're down to the pistols purely. Inns has got himself a nade.
Pretty stock standard walk down secret. Progression smokes on outside makes it look like a warehouse wrap. It's a smoke straight to windows as well as onto annex, which is going to keep Grayhound concerned about ladder base rather than lowers, which has just been given to G2 for free. They've taken control of all the critical areas. With those progression smokes to windows as well as annex, it's actually given space to Hunter to slip into warehouse as well. So G2 with a lurk on backside lobby really have a stranglehold on many critical points in the map.
Grayhound's going to let them have it. I think that's fair enough. Not too much sense in really throwing much away. They're going to try and get rid of JKS. Here we go. This is the attempt at the punch on. And it's kind of gone the way of Grayhound there. They do manage to finish JKS off. Obviously having to give up aliStair and Inns on the way through. Sico's also fallen now as well. But they got him. They got him. Just like Vexite said. Win or lose, they're going to get JKS.
4 alive. Very nice air to Eco for G2. He's played that one by the numbers. 3 wall smoke across the outside, walk down, take secret control, progression smoke to windows and annex. They've just controlled that anti-eco round start to finish. Time for the buy here for Grayhound though. And speaking of which, it's no kind of bonus for G2. Obviously going quite rifle heavy in round number 2, maybe anticipating a round 2 force, but now they've completed that anti-eco with rifles up. I feel like maybe something a bit quicker outdoor here from G2 this time.
Yeah, that's a huge chunk of nades going into Vexite, but he doesn't seem too perturbed by that fact. Opening kill will go the way of Grayhound in this round, but they've still lost control of the A site. Vexite now drops, and G2 should be safe to get the plant on the upper site. Ali will try and deny that, but the spam won't connect.
Looks like they want to go heavy through Heaven's side here. Multiple layers of Molotovs from G2, keeping them at arm's length, and Grayhound even going to go for this one. They have got a kid on Sico.
Well, they're just getting held at bay by all the util. 2 mollies, then a flash. They can't get in, and now, as they start to try, the time is already sprung so far out that they just have to give it up. Grayhound not even getting the chance to play this game yet.
No, they haven't. G2's just been controlling every single round right from start to finish. You know, you think about the pistol, double entry. They're playing 3 on 5 from the get-go. Then anti-eco controlled start to finish with the smokes and the map control. Then that round, 1 for 1. But what really just shut things down before they really got going was those layers of util on Heaven's side, really, from G2. They util in the mid-round in the post-plant. was just so oppressive and made Grayhound's life a little bit of a nightmare.
All right, Grayhound straight back into it, but they don't actually invest anything onto aliStair or Vex side, so saves come through there. But they do still have 3 weapons to work with. Standard outer smokes from G2, so nothing changing there.
He's just pistol around a couple of saved rifles here for Grayhound, so reserved expectations. Once again from G2 though, wall of smoke across the outside.
2 players down already though.
Yeah, aliStair's only got a USP, so 1 rifle in lowers here.
Sico just trying to bait Ali a little bit here, let aliStair get that information, and then it'll be Sico to try to actually take the committed fight. INS in the meanwhile has dispatched off Hunter. Some decent damage being done, but not quite enough. Vexite actually chimes in with the pistol. aliStair is the only one really that can make much of a difference down on B now, and unfortunately he's only got a USP, so he needs his assistance to come through. Gets the headshot onto m0NESY. Trade's not there from Liazz yet. The nade won't quite catch m0NESY enough. 7 HP, but INS is certainly putting in work from heaven. This round's been a bit all over the place, but Grayhound are kind of thriving in that chaos. Liazz just can't get HooXi though. And it will fall onto INS once again, as it so always does for Grayhound.
No kit. It's got to pick up the pace. Both of these players very, very low though. It's quite doable. Oh, kit picked up there on the stairs. That's big.
Yeah, but HooXi on a cheeky angle here. Can't quite land his shots. He did enough to put INS down to 8 HP. Bomb's not planted for m0NESY right there. Oh, the flick from INS. A nasty one. And he looks cool, calm, and collected as he wins that clutch, which, I mean, I suppose it's happiness for Grayhound, really. But it is only with 1 gun alive, Pilly. And again,
I mean, that was a save, though. Around the 3 saved rifles, they're happy with that.
True.
They'll take it. They ain't mad about how that round went, Grayhound.
The thing is, I've so tempered my expectations from watching Grayhound play, and especially from watching Vertex and Linvision today. I'm like, I'm just not going to get excited, right? When we get the Grayhound game, it's not over till it's over. You know, we're back to square one.
Well, we'll see.
But maybe they can bring me some life.
He's having a good one so far. Seen some of the other boys to step up around him. G2 passive positioning in lobby here, taking their time. They've already had the 1 kind of smoke on outside. I think that might have gone awry. There is the smoke to Annex, trying to draw out some utility from the upper side players here on Grayhound, I believe, or maybe some aggression through HUD side. But Grayhound not currently obliging them. So we'll see what G2 are going to do after the mid-round here, waiting out the initial utility. Does seem like they want to slip onto the line towards ramp side and maybe try to push that rotation off, take that ramp room control and try to create a little bit of a butterfly effect into the rotation. There's a refreshed Annex smoke and a molly to CT vent, and out they come on ramp side. Layered flashes coming in.
First one not going to blind Sico, nor the second, but m0NESY will put him down, and Vexite gives away his position without really doing any damage to G2. So that'll be G2 looking to get into the B bomb site. Ali already there. Shuts the door on HooXi. And G2 slow down as a result. This nade will do a number to INS. Lands right on top of his head. But you do still have aliStair there. He's undone by m0NESY. And JKS gets INS as well. So, a little bit too clean from G2 just walking in there, isn't it?
Yep. Very patient, just waiting for Grayhound to make a mistake, and when they don't, you know, just swinging onto those critical angles and finding picks. Nico cutting the rotations down the vent. It's already a save situation, so he might try to go on a little bit of a hunt. We'll see. The money's not great for G2 just yet. It's for Grayhound. I mean, INS can probably drop an additional rifle, and they could get, you know, 3 or 4 rifles pumping in this round if they can save 2. Liazz hearing those footsteps on Annex side, I'm assuming. Does he survive here? He's quite close to the bomb, is he not?
Oh, I'm not sure it's going to come down to that.
That's messy.
So Vexite holds on to the M4.
Yeah, I don't... Well, we'll see if they're going to buy. I don't think that's enough to go for a buy. We might see something similar to what we saw BetBoom do earlier, with just a hero rifle or 2 and some pistol armor, most likely. These shots, the on the re-entry, Monacy on the ramp, and then JKS cracking open that entry towards Windows side really changed the round. It was kind of hanging in the balance, and then, you know, blink of an eye, it's gone again. And exactly that, we're going to see 2 hero rifle and pistols here for Grayhound.
Deagle only for Sico. Timing not great for him there, jumping up onto the far side of the ramp. He'll be dealt with by HooXi. HooXi's doing what he loves to do, which is just jump around with the MAC-10 in front of the squad.
Yeah.
Heard him talk about that quite a lot,
Just
but he just wants to get in there.
Yeah, create space for, you know, you've just got so many solid players on your team. At the end of the day, you know, someone just needs to do the dirty work and set them up for success.
He's doing it at the moment. This will be 5-1 for G2.
You know, which funnily enough, was kind of the Carrigan approach, really, on some of the successful rosters with Nico on it.
Well, they got the knife round, Grayhound. And they've got 1 round since then, which came down to Inns winning a 1-on-2 clutch. Beyond that, it's been a pretty tough day to be an Aussie supporter. Bearing in mind, Vertex only got 2 rounds against Mouse earlier on today.
Here's the next gun round, though, for Grayhound. See what they're going to try and put together here. Orbs out for aliStair yet again. And rifles across the board. G2 have done a pretty good job of building up their economy on this T side. And they're really just using the fundamentals well at the moment. Still Liazz. And it's done a bit of parkour off the side of the building. Initial progression util from both teams. Top hut and on towards Annex from the T side. And then late wall of smoke across outside. Just the initial progression smoked across. And then they're going to send these 2 extra players in towards Secret. Molotov to try to stop them. Cross into Secret. And a she-nade ins.
All right.
His util usage is something we've highlighted in the past, and that's exactly why aliStair getting another pick over on ramp side. Grayhound need to close this round and close it cleanly. Let's not lose extra guns here.
Yeah, that's right. It's moments like that that make you realize that Inns is just on a bit of a different level to a lot of ANZ players. In fact, almost every ANZ player, he seems to have a bit more of a cerebral understanding for the game, a sense of timing, an intuition maybe, that a lot of other players don't have or have not developed yet. And there's no doubt in my mind that currently he's the best player within ANZ.
HooXi, realistically, only looking for damage here. As many guns as he can take away from Grayhound is good for the cause.
Well, he's made a lot of noise and given away his position. So that is exactly the round Grayhound has been looking for.
For sure. 5 alive, clean as round from Grayhound, going to help steady their economy and continue to try to fight their way back into this half that might not have started how they would have desired. Initial couple of rounds felt quite hopeless, but there's nothing hopeless about this situation on the CT side. This is a strong economic position to fight for a good half of CT side Nuke. We need to see them start to step up, though.
This is the round to do it in. Double orbs out, G2. Oh, they're going to try something a little bit different. JKS out into Squeaky, dealt with by Vexite, who can't get much more than that. You've got Liazz flashed out as well. Nico this time the one throwing the flashes for HooXi. Can you believe it? By the way, it is G2 back into the site. And Grayhound, just when it starts to look good, they do get humbled again.
Enzo has been the standout for Grayhound again. These layered pieces of utility in towards heaven, making Grayhound's life trying to get back into the upper site quite difficult. But G2, Bomber's left behind in lobby. So although HooXi's got boots on the ground in the site, G2 not rushing anything. They recognize this is a bit of a weird situation and they're uncomfortable with it. That's the 3rd bloody molly to heaven in the last, what, 40 seconds.
G2 definitely prioritizing those heaven mollies. We saw it in a couple of the previous rounds as well. They were happy to invest multiple in that direction. Flash going to go through to try set up Inns. I'm not sure if it ended up landing quite the way that Sico wanted it to. And so now his job is to try to hold on to that AWP. And they now know where he is. So this is going to be a task in and of itself. You can see that G2 are well and truly headed in his direction. They know he's not interested in trying to retake that site.
If he takes these 2 guns away, that could be pretty important. Like, let's not mince words here. G2's economy is not insane right now. It's really not that great. Yeah, they can't afford to hunt this AWP right now, actually.
Right. Silver lining for Grayhound, but it's a very dark-looking storm cloud. I think it's actually storming in Sydney at the moment, or at least raining. That's what I heard. I haven't been outside.
Yeah. Had a classic gamer day in the dungeon.
Yep.
In here in the dark, watching some counter, getting a nice monitor tan.
But at least we were able to do it from midday instead of from 1 AM.
Yeah.
We'll take that dub.
G2 straight into lobby here. Might be looking to pick up the pace, and this time it's towards Ramper, and 2 players already here for Grayhound. aliStair opens things up. Sico only 1 for 1-ing, but repeat from aliStair is good for a second.
Bit more like it. Bit more like it. Need to see a little bit of that style and flair from aliStair. He knows there's someone close, and here we are. aliStair has arrived. A 3K in the round. Nicely done from him, and to be fair, well done from Sico as well. Needed to get that 1 frag to keep him in the check. But here's where Nico can look to activate. We talked about that firepower, and if he somehow 1v4s Grayhound, well, I won't even finish my thought. It doesn't happen. But I think that man on your screen there, aliStair as well, we know what a highly skilled AWPer he can be. And a very flamboyant AWPer as well. That's what I always appreciate about watching him when he's on. When he's hitting his shots, then Grayhound can maybe start to think about going a bit deeper in this tournament.
Timeout for G2. They recognize that their economy is under pressure. This could be a bit of a swing round where they potentially lose control of that economy after Greyhound's had a couple of rounds to build up their own cash, surviving with a lot of guns. That clean round where Inns got the double on outside really was the turning point that gave Greyhound a chance to fight for this CT side. And like I said, they needed to step up, and the 3K from aliStair is a great example of that. We need to be seeing that from more of Greyhound. They need to try and fight back all 3 of these, and if they win this next round on 1900 loss bonus for G2, this could be a great chance to make a nice even half for Greyhound and make this game a lot more winnable on their own T side.
I don't know, man. I've seen MP7 buys work before, so I'm not going to get too far ahead of myself right here. G2, they're a very threatening team, and Monacy still has that AWP in hand. Nico has the AK. There's your 2-star players with the weapons that they need. Off angle from Liazz. Bit of a one-and-done position. And Vexite with the job of watching door. It's a double setup on ramp once again. Liazz needs to get himself a kill here. Can't get it done. And that leaves Vexite alone. He's hiding inside of that smoke. Will be cleared by Hunter. You'd think eventually Nade's going to go through. Vexite shot in the back of the head. No success for Greyhound in this round. G2 are just too methodical.
aliStair seeing if he can pick one from heaven and maybe make this retake a prospect, but unfortunately copying a lot of damage to the nade. Will molly JKS out of position, but maybe not what he bargained for there.
So back to square one for Greyhound. Just when they're on the precipice of being able to come back into the half, G2 swat them aside like a fly. Speaking of which, there's a lot of those going around in Australia at the moment.
Yeah, it's fly season. Sico backside of warehouse. Trying to hold on to the gun, and Monacy spotted him out, which will allow Hunter to peek out. No AWP to be saved for Greyhound this time, although aliStair can purchase one. An AWP would have been a great thing to hold on to. Could have seen a double drop from aliStair, AWP swapped over, and that could have been a buy for Greyhound now. With a couple of players at 3 to 3.5k, it's a very weird CT economy situation to be in. I want to see what they're put together as we head into the dwindling rounds of this half. I actually like that hero AWP with, you know, hero rifle, couple of pistols. They give themselves a chance to win the round, but don't throw their economy entirely in the bin.
Unfortunate for Inns. Runs into Nico. So that's one of the upgraded weapons gone. Nico will get across into secret pretty comfortably in the end. Grayhound and Dire Straits in this round now, having lost that M4.
Yeah, aliStair in a pretty nice position, though, to be able to peek these players coming down secret. Can't quite connect that shot, though. Progression Molly comes in from G2. They're just going to avoid the AWP. Smoke into Annex, Molly onto Credit Card. They start to wrap their way through outside. Monasty's found a pick in the meanwhile, and G2 just continuing to choke out Grayhound and take this map control.
Man.
AWP gets dropped, so Liazz probably got to go pick that up and go on the saving duties for himself.
I haven't even planted the bomb yet, though. Like,
yeah, I mean, they've still got a player on lobby roof, so if you try and save in lobby, you're probably going to get picked coming out door here.
That's my point, is that G2 pretty much controlled the entire map at the moment. There was nowhere for Liazz to go.
Yeah.
And the time wasn't even working for him. Nice shots from Sico with the 5-7. Not enough, obviously.
Yeah, I mean, it's something that they do very well. They're working the map quite nicely. G2 have been in control for the majority of this T-side half, and that's exactly what you'd be expecting. As we head into the last round of the half here, Grayhound, not like they didn't have their chances. I'm sure they're going to take a tack timeout now and have a chat about how to try to secure this last gun round so that they can potentially push things to an 8-4, a bit more of a palatable half for them.
You find it interesting that aliStair sits in the middle for Grayhound. Obviously, Inns is the IGL. Normally, the IGL sits in the middle. But in Grayhound, it's aliStair. I think he takes a little bit more of a supportive role in the team, right? Throws a lot of flashes, a lot of util on the T side especially.
Yeah, I mean, I think you kind of have to as an AWPer in the modern state of CS. It's kind of what you do. Set up some of the riflers to take space and try to get your AWPer in a position where they can either post out on important parts of the map and control those info lines, or potentially set them up in a post plant. Play those swing positions. Quick wall of smokes here for G2. They're crossing straight down secret. They've also got HooXi, who's just dropping straight down Annex, but aliStair able to pluck multiple players out. Traded by Monacy, though.
Oh, Sico. Playing a dangerous game behind that smoke with JKS on the other side, but he will keep his life for now. You two are thinking about maybe going back up the vent, are they? No, they've decided to head down to B. Player on the ramp, Sico in all sorts of trouble. Honestly, has the molly that will pretty much end his life. One tick's going to be more than enough, and JKS gets the job done in the end. Decent trade from Inns, but G2 have brought it back to an even number scenario from the advantage that Grayhound had earlier on. Liazz gets his timing right onto Hunter, and now it's down 1-on-1. Inns, can he do it again for Grayhound? 10-6. He's trying to pull them, kicking and screaming through this half, but he can't do it in the final round. It is 9-3. G2 are wiping the floor with Grayhound. Do or die time for the hometown heroes, Grayhound, if they want to have any kind of success in this best of one. They didn't really impress a whole lot in the first half. A 9-3 favoring G2 leaves them in a pretty precarious position, particularly if they don't get the pistol round win here in the second half. G2, on the other hand, they're pretty happy with how things are going.
Yeah, it's been a pretty cut and dry game so far. G2 feels like they were in control the entire time on the T side, did a really good job of working the map. So Grayhound going to have to be self-starters here on this T side, trailing quite heavily. Waiting for some kind of outside aggression here. Progression util on towards heaven there from HooXi, and now Grayhound looking like they're going to be wrapping outside here with a couple of flashes over towards Annex.
Nice start for aliStair, but then again, even better on the trades from G2. A 3 for 2 thus far. HooXi struggles to hit the shots onto JKS that he needs, and that again is going to leave INS in a clutch scenario. How many times he's been tasked with that so far today, I don't know, but I'm sure he's not so happy with the proceedings. Not even going to be given a freebie. There are players watching heaven. Gets a good kill onto JKS to put it into 2-on-1, and has time to play with here as well. That said, oh, never mind, INS has done it again.
Oh, they just couldn't trade him, unfortunately. It's a difficult angle when you swing in over on Silo's side. Difficult to hit the shot while you're shooting upwards and actually connect on the head. Too many body shots, unfortunately, and great flick from INS.
How does he do it?
You know, at the same time, Jordan, nice 1v3. But unless, you know, clutches from INS, as we saw on the CT side and here in the T-pistol, are not going to be enough to win Grayhound this game.
You're right, but let us have our moment. Well done, INS. 13-7, and it's now aliStair on the entry duty.
Oh, we got a
his
smoke
way
on the
through
roof.
outer, but that is a good tap onto JKS.
Windows smokers missed. That's another piece of util here.
A lot of map control established for Grayhound.
Yeah, working outside to warehouse and windows. Taking the long-range duels with the rifles. 5 rifle purchase from Grayhound as well, and INS deciding to go for the Krieg in this initial round. Similar to what we saw from ENTS and a couple of other teams. Scoped weapons have definitely been the choice for many players.
Slow and steady progression into the B site. Not a whole lot going on down there for G2, so this should be a pretty easy round for Grayhound. Not just because of the fact that they are playing against pistols, but also because they've been able to walk into a bomb site, mostly for free.
Just need to make sure they can get themselves a nice clean round here. Definitely want to do a good job building up that T-side economy to continue trying to fight this scoreline deficit. Yeah, this game's so pretty. The way that the shadows look on uppers there, shining through the windows into Rafter.
If you ever go back and look at a CSGO broadcast, then it's a pretty rude awakening. I never really realized. But after playing a lot of CS2, definitely see the facelift that the game has brought. Now, important that Grayhound ensures that no guns go through on that CT side, and they are setting up a firing squad to make sure that will be the case. 5-9. Yeah. Grayhound off on the right foot in the second half.
Yeah, INS's clutch did not light the spark that Grayhound needed to get going in the first half of that CT side. Definitely created an opportunity. Some big plays from INS for Grayhound to take a few more steps into that half than they actually did. Here on the T side, again, it's a big play from INS that has given them a chance. It's set their economy off on the right foot here, but they need to step up. We're not seeing enough from Grayhound yet. Convince me that they're going to be able to perform a best-of-1 upset win. Progression smoked to frontside vent as well as Annex. Aggression on outside for Nico. Goes quite well initially. Grayhound trying to hunt him down and isolate him, and they're able to do so. m0NESY's out there still, though, unchecked.
I don't know if they expect a second player here behind Red Crate. Liazz loses his life as a result. That nade came through from Hunter as well to assist. G2 working in tandem, and as soon as they get the guns in their hands, it's a completely different looking beast.
aliStair might be able to find a timing here. Sneaking through Annex side though. m0NESY still keeping an eye on outside from ladder base. The other Grayhound players joining up with aliStair on outside, and Inns has kind of just been chilling indoor this entire round, waiting for his right timing. Another door smoke. Gonna unfortunately limit his opportunities. Grayhound, they're just really not doing a whole lot of anything.
Trying to creep their way through outer. Honestly, would have spotted that. No doubt about it. He knows, and he's ready to take that fight to them. HooXi will get himself a trade, but he needs to do a little bit more than that. You have multiple players heading in his direction. Inns is cleared up. But HooXi is being very cheeky, staying on the top side of the map. If he wins this 1v1 against HooXi, somehow walking out of the smoke, then we might be on for a HooXi clutch as well. Smoke fades. He's not going to check back then, and that is too easy in the end for HooXi. G2 get themselves another, and they're on to double digits now.
Enough players surviving on the CT side to continue to build that money up. No plant for Grayhound here. See if they're able to put together a buy. Obviously, they had 4 alive in a round previous. Attack timeout. Difficult decision to be made here for Grayhound.
Who's doing the talking? Has to be Inns, right?
Yeah. No coach for Grayhound here. No one to save the mental when they go a bit quiet. It's an issue that they're aware of.
Not too much conversation happening there for G2 either. Seems like they're pretty chill, as you would be, given the circumstances.
We're forcing into this one for Grayhound. 2 players without head armor against 4 A1Ss. Could be an issue. Mac 10s being purchased up here. Only 2 AKs. Quick smoke to the front side of vent here. m0NESY looking to pop into the vent, make sure that no one can drop down there and take any early map control for Grayhound. Sico's having a little bit of a look at outside here. A lot of smokes invested on outside, and now it's the quick uppers timing from the T's.
Flashes land onto HooXi, forcing him out of position, and HooXi does hit himself a nice entry. So, Grayhound, that has worked out exactly the way they would have liked it to have, but they don't really have a whole lot to secure this site with. They can't molly Heaven, they can't smoke Annex again. So they just have to bank on the fact that they can get this bomb plant down. But I kind of like that they've slowed things down here. G2's wondering what's going on. There was another smoke in the end that was maybe found by Grayhound for Annex.
G2 quite passive with the economy, already considering the save here. Not interested in going for this one at all. Really just trying to take guns out of the hands of the T's. They recognize that the money is not great for Grayhound here.
Ooh. That'll be a Mac 10 loss for Sico, if anything. So, not really a big deal. This is creeping his way forward to see whether or not he can maybe take that challenge. Not going to happen in the end. So, Grayhound get themselves another round. They're looking better on the T side than what they were on the CT side. I'll give them that. They're plugging away. This is... How do I want to word this? Not a bad performance from Grayhound so far.
I don't know if I'd quite agree with that. I think majority of their success predicated off a couple of clutches from Inns so far. Outside of that, very solid rounds have not really been easy to come by, but that was one of them.
Yep. Let's see how many more they can get. Can they make this one exciting? I think we're kind of in that lull at the moment where it's like, you know what, we need to wait and see how the next couple of rounds go before we really get a great idea of where the rest of this map is headed.
This it's a buy where G2 not have a lot of cash behind it. Another couple of pieces of missed util there from Grayhound, and here's the uppers pop off the back of that, and it's worked again. Another man advantage here for Grayhound.
Yeah, these A takes have been doing pretty well for Grayhound so far. And again, it looks like it'll be an early save call from G2, but that has not worked out. Sico just doubles down. And
No, they are. This is the turning point. This
here's
round.
where you go. Go and get in on a punch on with JKS.
Yeah.
Go fight him in CT spawn.
Got a little bit of cash than he had last time. But yeah, Grayhound now. You know, last round I wasn't vibing it, Jordan.
Yep.
Yeah, but that was the round.
All right.
2 uppers timings in a row. They break the CT money. They're going to build up their own cash if they don't throw away a bunch of guns to JKS here. It's doable. They are really trying to beef him here.
Vexite did say they're going to roll him. Okay. I don't know if that was rolling him, but they got him. They got him.
They 2-for-1'd him.
Got him in the end. He almost lined them all up. That's the problem. That was scary. Nice entry from Vexite. One thing to be said was Vexite was really, really quiet in the first half on the CT side. And he's usually one of the better performers for Grayhound on the fragging department. So if he goes missing a little bit, that can be really bad for Grayhound. But he seems to have really picked up the pace a little bit on this T side. Couple of nice entries from him.
Mac 7 out for Hunter.
2 Mac 10s. Grayhound, do they want to go fast? Not quite.
Pistols and a shotgun. Greyhound's invested in a lot of Mac 10s here.
Oh, it's going to be fast into ramp. JKS, his position not quite checked, but he can't land too much. And Mac 10 used well by aliStair, but the Mag 7 is definitely putting in work. And HooXi, if he hits a shot with this Deagle, that could be problems for Grayhound. Crisis averted by Vexite.
Hunter's got armor and an AK. Definitely not out of the woods just yet. Just going to save it. They've got no kit here.
Vexite's coming into his own a little bit on this T side. It's good to see. Building a bit more faith for Grayhound.
Well, we'll see how this next gun round goes. I'm still not sold yet.
Yeah, listen. This is going to sound stupid. But we've already got Vitality and FaZe down in the lower bracket. Cloud9 also in the lower bracket, by the way, after losing to Fnatic. How about G2 down there as well? That would be messy.
Yeah. It would be, but I'm not. You're not too good of a salesman yet, Jordan. I'm not sold yet. I'm interested. I'm interested. After, you know, I've walked into the store, you've started talking to me, and I'm kind of like, you know, I'm half turned away to leave the store, but I'm also looking at you still, you know?
Can I interest you in one more T-side round? If I throw one more T-side round
one more T-side round.
It's for free. Let's see, though. I don't know if it is going to be for free for Grayhound, because there is an investment coming through for G2, and they've also called a tack timeout. So things are starting to get a bit serious, I get the sense, on this CT side now, where G2's thinking, okay, it's been pretty easy up to this point, but we are now being pressed a little bit. Let's reset and end it.
I get that sense as well.
Maybe JKS is just the inside man. He wants to see Grayhound.
Grayhound have only really had success on this T side with the outside util pressure into the uppers timings. And G2 going to be well aware of that. So we'll see how they play around that.
Oh, Sico, did he spot that player at Red Crate? I think he might have, but either way, Nico's been able to strike. Already that shot misses by a mile. And Sico will take advantage of that, brings it back to the 4-on-4. That was quite uncharacteristic.
Out ramp room now. JKS under pressure. Trying to play the angles here. HooXi to try to create some space for him to get away. He's getting chased down Megaton, but he still makes it out.
Oh, the flash is good. JKS, not good enough for one more. Liazz, former teammate of JKS, maybe knows his tendencies. Hunter, though, is a different matter, but he should be traded down. Nice double peek from Inns and aliStair.
Look at this lurk through lobby from Sico. You know, Grayhound, they don't need to rush anything here. They're not trying to plant on lowers. They're trying to reroute back into upper. Sico's able to walk straight out upper and find some space there. There's a player down decon. Oh, he's actually gone down vent.
Oh,
the shadow. Is there a shadow?
Doesn't matter. Sico rips the head off of HooXi. And that is going to incentivize them to come down to B, but they've got to be quick about it because that ramp is coming through from Nico in the ramp room. If they're too slow, He might get himself a free pick while the bomb's being planted. Someone gets timed. INS
I think he's seen the shadow.
going to pick the angle, and that's what I'm talking about. Nico, 1-on-3. This would be the nail in the coffin for Grayhound if they were to lose this round. And Nico's the type of player to make it happen. It would be 4 kills in the round. aliStair tucks himself into dark. Sico not moving a muscle at the back of sight, and time is ticking away from Nico. He doesn't have a kit. He's clearing out the ramp room, control room even, but Sico's got it done, so doesn't get too exciting just yet.
I'm interested now, Jordan.
Okay.
I'm interested.
Okay.
I'm sold.
No, you're not. You're sold already.
No, I'm sold. Now
You're
I'm
sold. Okay, guys, he's sold.
It doesn't take much.
Thank you. Easy commission.
They didn't choke a 1v3 against Nico.
Easy commission for the salesman. Well, now I just have to deliver on my product. Is that right?
Yeah.
So, Grayhound better pull through.
Hero AWP on Monacy and another Mag 7.
Why is he moaning? That's what I'm wondering.
What's he moaning about?
Is he moaning about CS2?
Most people are.
9-10. Grayhound, very good opportunity of equalizing, but these are the kinds of rounds that sometimes get away from them internationally.
Boost up above that squeaky
Can't see over the smoke.
position.
Uh-oh.
Oh,
Well,
he's legged him through the vent.
oh dear. Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. This is it, this is it. This is Grayhound in a nutshell.
Bombs dropped in heart.
It always seems to go like this. They build up that hope, they build up that confidence, and then a
The shadow
round
advantage.
like this happens.
Just when I was sold, Jordan. Every time.
I know.
They got my money, and then they pissed off.
They did.
They ran off with it.
That said, they've built themselves enough rope to still have a chance of keeping the map alive should this round go by the wayside, which Liazz is going to try and ensure will not be the case. Now, that's a tough ask for sure. 1-on-4. He's got 1 out of the 4. He just doesn't have any position that really feels comfortable to play from. Time is also now running down. He's hoping for the mistake to come through from the CT side. He's not going to get it. 3-man swing in the end for G2. 9-11. So, the Aussie and me started to get going. Same for you. We've been pulled back a peg.
Yeah.
Grayhound have as well. But will they falter?
Bro, this Mag 7 looks insane in height. Like Hunter is making that look really scary. G2, they were getting worried. They just got real pumped.
That is a cast a curse if I've ever seen one from you.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
You've done
I'm
it.
sorry, guys. I'm sorry.
Bloody done it.
Time out. Coming on in. Grayhound, time to have a bit of a chat here.
I'm trying really hard not to
Jordan's about to lose it.
yell
Jordan's about to lose
expletives.
it.
No expletives on the broadcast.
Yeah. If we were watch partying right now, like we would be popping off.
A couple of C-bombs.
Yeah.
We'll see you in the Northern Territory, if you know what I mean. You're an Aussie. Aussies know. If you know, you know. See you in the NT, boys.
All right.
Of course, we're in New South Wales, not the Northern Territory, so that's not a factor at this point.
We'll just wait for IEM Alice Springs, mate. We'll be doing that underground. Another buy here for the T side.
Darwin.
Both teams running a little dry on the cash. Grayhound looks like they want to line up some util for outside wall of smoke.
Ooh.
Oh. Put
Was
in the console. CL_Grayhound win.
What was
1. I think that was a special console. CS2.
CS2 console?
Is the outside wall of smoke here. They've missed the smoke again, I think, to top side annex, unless I'm missing something. That's some new special tech. INS, nice opener onto Hunter here. Blown open smoke for Nico on outside. He is such a fearsome player on yard.
Oh!
But he's cleaned up by Liazz. Man advantage for Grayhound now.
Spam battle definitely goes the way of Grayhound there. 4-on-3. HooXi, Monacy, JKS to try to salvage this one again for G2. Remembering their money's not fantastic at the moment. And INS, he'll get the better of JKS. I'm not sure what that molly's meant to be for. But that's fine. Don't worry about it. HooXi and aliStair have run into one another, but INS is there to get the trade, and then he wants some more as well. INS stepping up again for Grayhound. And I got to say to you, Pilski, I think that was one thing that was missing for Grayhound at ESL Pro League. Ins had a surprisingly poor showing, actually, at that event. Normally, he's at the top of the scoreboard. Here he is again, up the top for Grayhound. It's a better look, for sure.
We all saw it at the start of the round, by the way. That was a special console being opened. We put in the command, Grayhound win 1, and they get around Jordan.
Was it enough to break the CT economy? I saw one player had 4.4.
It's a little shaky. It's a little shaky. It's so winnable. This game is very winnable.
Ooh.
I know.
Don't do it to me.
I know.
Don't say that, HooXi. Don't say that. You're going to cast a curse at me.
Grayhound sucks. They can't win this game.
They always get so close and then...
Yeah,
they just need a coach, bro.
There's no
they just
way.
need one coach.
There's no way Grayhound wins. G2's just the better team.
They put a buy together. MP9's out. Orb's out for Monacy. Somewhat limited util, but it's still a pretty decent buy here for G2. They've maxed out the loss bonus. Minimum loss bonus for Grayhound, but they've got a little bit of cash in the back pocket. Lean back on. As he smokes to outside. Molly into Annex, Molly onto outside. It's a left side wall of smokes this time with the deep smoke to Warehouse. Nico again, trying to blow open that smoke, trying to take duels with someone on the outside. Find himself an angle, but aliStair punishes him. Man advantage for Grayhound here. Util into secret. Further smokes come out. Sico gets caught trying to creep out of Annex. 4-on-4 for Grayhound. The majority of them are in lobby, but aliStair actually has a timing on outside with the AWP here.
He's creeping and he's crawling, but he might not need to do too much. Liazz, he has started to activate on this T side as well. It was Liazz and Vexite that really struggled in the first half. I think both of them got like 3 kills.
They've gone for ramp control here, Grayhound. They've got aliStair creeping out on outside. One player in hut. They have so many critical positions and they're just cutting sound. They're waiting for G2 to make a mistake here. HooXi making his way through outside, over on secret side. He's going to clear out all of outside. Hunter's going to rotate down the vent. But Grayhound are setting up a lower site plant with ins on the lurk in upper.
It's perfect.
G2 are going to save.
This will be the equalizing round.
With 3.4 loss bonus, they can drop over 2 rifles here, no problem at all. Put together a buy. It's going to be another similar buy here, Jordan, just without an AWP. 4 rifle and 1 MP9, most likely.
You know what? They said it won't be easy under Albanese, mate, but I think for Grayhound it is too easy at this point. 11-11.
Jordan, they haven't won.
Yeah, but
the next round is a gun round for G2.
2 rounds, mate. That's all I need.
There's nothing easy about that. Like, Nico has been picked on outside 2 rounds in a row. Does that happen 3 rounds in a row? I don't think so.
Stranger things have happened today already, HooXi. We've seen some very surprising results at IEM Sydney 2023 thus far. Why not one more? That's what Grayhound is saying.
All right, boys. This is the most biased class ever.
Yeah, fuck it. We're in Australia. Love it or leave it. That's what they say.
Yeah, yeah. And one team, yeah, we'll be leaving it pretty early on in this tournament today. Today or tomorrow? Couple of teams?
Well, today 2, tomorrow 2.
Okay. Pretty good looking buy. Like I said, 4 rifles, 1 MP9. Pretty good util across the board. Aggression on outside. Nico's going to try to use that MP9. Gets up close under Silo. Hasn't really been checked. I think they feel like they've cleared it, but Nico playing in a bit of a different position. Pop flash on the timing. Catches Sico completely unawares. That's what I said. You're not going to pick Nico up on outside 3 rounds in a row. Missed shot by aliStair. They can't catch him falling off, and a man advantage for G2. Much needed.
Yeah, I mean, we're all excited for what Grayhound has been able to put together, but let's not forget, let's just be realistic for a moment. This is G2, one of the best teams in the world. And now it's a 4-on-5 favoring that CT side.
Smoke gets blown open. Takes a chunk out of Liazz here. He's down to 55. G2 anticipating some kind of late ramp play with a 2-man setup over there. Multiple players in uppers as well.
Okay, 1 for 1. That's not enough for Grayhound to make things look too exciting. JKS, timing could be awkward for him here. If he pops his head up, someone rips it off. That's not going to happen, though. He'll do exactly that to Vexite. And you'd think with that, the round probably is now secured. aliStair will try to creep through outer once again.
30 seconds. Got to speed it up. This push up onto ladder base. Oh, HooXi's already ready for it. I just don't think this is going to work, Jordan.
No, sir. All right, well, it's going to come down to the final round here for Grayhound to try to push it through to OT.
Bro, Sico's got $1,500.
It's all right, he can go Sico mode with the Tech 9. Tech 9 armor, that's all he needs.
Oh, man. They had 1,400 loss bonus. I know some of them could buy. I only read 3 of their monies.
I think they're okay for 3 AKs, maybe a Galil and a Tech 9. Liazz has certainly got enough for
Big round
plenty
for
of
G2
util.
to win. Nico's aggression finally finds success over there on Yard, which is a position he's very well known for playing. And it's going to be 4 AKs and a Mac 10 here for Grayhound. It looks like they set up quite heavily in lobby. Here's this wall of smoke across outside. G2 trying to read whether anyone's going down there, but now they want to beef JKS.
No, not
but
like
it was
this.
a mistake. 3K for him.
That's the most painful way for it to happen at the hands of JKS. Ins, though. Ooh, Ins. Can he do it again?
A huff in the copium, mate.
Get it in me. Come on, Ins.
Oh.
Here we go. It's on, Pilski. Don't you worry about it. He's got 1. Only needs 2 more.
Oh, he
And
hears
he
the
knows.
footies. He hears the
knows.
footsteps.
He's going to get that timing as well.
No way.
Okay, it is so doable now. This would be Ins literally carrying Grayhound through this map. But does he expect Hunter to have come up the vent? I think he might. Is it a fake plant? Yes, it is. He thinks it might be Hut. That might be the wrong choice, though. It's happening. All wrong for Grayhound. So close, but yet so far. And it is G2 that will knock Grayhound down into the lower bracket. Is it too late to get MR15 back?
Absolutely classic Grayhound performance, isn't it?
Shit!
Close round.